Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. So, divine understanding, born of light. Now we do a set the record straight Asian of the free Asiatic son of man 7. Production and publications, all that, you know. So, listen, I was saying that we had to, as the original man, but men in general, black, brown, red, yellow, white. You know, we got black, brown, red, yellow, white right inside our own ciphers, right? And so, the men, the one down here that say you don't have a million and you from a million under us, right? All the way to what are we? The modest income 32,000. So from about 32,000 to about 100 and something, 120,000. There, those brothers right there. That's the core group because the other ones, there's not a lot of them at the top, and is more at the bottom than at the top, right? We make up the bulk of the bottom, right? So don't let the European colonizer tell you that the ones who don't have any currency that's under 30 and down, they make up the bulk. No, they don't. Stop lying, right? So we know that's not the truth, right? And so we have to adjust. We have to we haven't adjusted to the world yet. We kind of like behind a little in our adjustment, not the way we moving, because there's plenty of us, but we're not adjusting to the way the planet is now. We have to catch on to that, make that adjustment. Once we make that adjustment, it'll be, you'll be all right. You know, that's why in 1964, pretty much when the 500 number, we had 500 of us by then. That's why I say that. No, I don't. I don't go with we. It started in '64 because it's in '64 we already had 500 people. All the 9 born. We had the first 14 Medina. How is that the start? That's not the start. That's when it made itself manifest. And I ain't gonna go all into it like that. But I'm just saying that's how I see it. That's my see, right? And so we have to notice that in a timeline. From my understanding, the first person got it was firstborn black Messiah. He didn't get it in 64 in 1964. He didn't get it in 1964. He got it in 1963. Now, if I'm wrong, the 9 born in them know how to be the fact checker and tell you exactly when it was. But I bet you this from a dime to a donut that it was not 1964. Because he got it first. We didn't get 500 right there. What? All right, so now we can put that one to rest. Then the other one, that falls under to me that they wouldn't all have it exactly the same. They would be on their square based on who the 9 born was and who the 14 born was. Now, if they, which there's a letter out, said they wanted to unify it or whatever the case may be. And I saw that. It seemed like that's what they were saying on certain things. Other things, not so much, and then it's already here, and it is what it is, and that's the way it's going down. But, like, Medina is really on it like that. Medina says this. Y'all know what Medina say. And then Mecca say this, and Pinon say that, and Queen say this, the desert say this, the Oasis say this, because there's a 6th barrel. The Oasis got their own manifestation too, son. I left right from Medina and went to the Oasis. That's my word is born. And the Oasis was so much like Medina, like especially the Far East Medina, it wasn't funny. So, when I said that to say, when the God, long story short, when the God was saying how he was manifesting on the mathematics, right, listen to me. The God said how he got it, right? Knowledge, God. He said how he received it. And then me and the God I had, we was building on it. Numerous occasions we built on it. And I mean, just so y'all know, we always opened up. He always knew that me, Inf, Wise, we was like taking over the mantle of making sure we documented us, the nation. Right. So we would always let us know who we when we doing some kind of document because of who a person is in the position that they hold in the nation, right? So that's why certain gods I have voice of them or video of them, and others I don't have because either they didn't want to do it, I didn't get to do it, or something happened. It was never that they asked to do it or I asked to do it, and it wasn't. They didn't. Everybody didn't agree. But it was just there's so many of us. I couldn't get to everybody, and everybody don't want to do that. And whatever, we do the little run around through high school days, nothing matters when we're going through the show improvement, this, that, and the third. And we try to do that too, right? And that's why it was like 3 of us trying to do it. Before that, there was more than one guard. It was the guard that would be in the back. He would be doing it. And the guard would be up in the front. So if you coming into the auditorium, the guard would be right there on your left, depending on which side you came in, which door. If you came into the door closest to the front doors, then he would be on your right. But if you came into that door where Al Jamar used to have the tables and all them set up on that side, he would be on your left. You walk all the way straight down, right? So everybody who was there in the auditorium, right? Harriet Tubman. Everybody who was there knows that, right? So you go down to the front, the stage was there. They don't hold the rallies there no more. So the stage would be there. So he would be to the left over there on that side, not by the piano part, right? He would be on the other side. Oh, was it? Yeah, it was on the other side. Well, if you coming straight down, he'd be on your left. Depending on where the piano was, it might be moved, whatever the case may be. But he would be to your left. Or straight looking at you. I mean, you'd be looking straight at him if you came through that door closest to the front door of the Harriet Tubman School, right? So, like, you come through the school, they check you, the guard would check you, and then you make the left. You go, because if you go straight, you go to the cafeteria. To the right, you go into the bathrooms, and everybody be out there. So that's why I say you make that left. Al Jamal and be having their tables set up all the way down. Big Lord Jamal, all of them had a table, all the guards, right? So I said that to say that the guards have been holding video, pictures, and documenting our truth and manifestation to show and prove how we really did it, not how other people say we did it, or they made a book, or they doing some kind of interviewing, or whatever the case may be, and they saying whatever they saying, and then we have us who we still in this nation doing this right now, active, and so they went around and talked to the 9-born, 14-born, and old guards and everything that was in that era. Got documentations of them speaking on how they spoke by videoing it. So we've been doing this. Now we could put that one. Well, I probably will never go to rest, but because I refuse to have those good videos of the old guards and the influential guards and the guards that was like the true and living guard, man. They was just dropping it. If I got anything on any good stuff like that, I try to get it out there to our next generation, because we're not accepting change. We're not fluctuating. Because the devil we're not adjusting to the devil. That he's making crazy moves and we not adjusting to it. In other words, we folding in. Not good. We can't do that. We can't fold in. We got to get away from his ideology better than all the other people who say they getting away from his ideology and how he make knowledge born. Like they said, oh, you was riding with the president. I said, well, most presidents that I've seen in my era were colonizers, and they moved in a colonization move. So depending on how they see colonization, sometimes it's good for you as black people in the wilderness of North America, and sometimes it's not good for you. Depends on, like, if Woodrow Wilson was moving colonization style, it wasn't good for you. Kennedy moved colonization style, but his style was good for you. You could work with that. You see what I'm saying? Johnson, you worked with them. Nixon, not so much. So it depends on who you were around as far as who was running, because they're still running the colonization is still in effect right now, right? The nations have been striving to free themselves. And so I'm just saying, inside of nations that are freeing themselves are men. At the end of the day, lamb's wool from tropical Capricorn to the tropical Cancer, in the equator, them lamb's wool men that go from black, brown, red, yellow, white. We'll have black, brown, red, yellow, white. Right in our cipher, right? We'll be saying, he's the white boy, but he ain't a white boy with pink nipples, but he's our white boy. Right? We got the yellow. My man, you yellow. He red. Like, that's what they call Malcolm. And brown. We got brown on through our shit. And black. Your black seed. There's plenty of them. Right? So, right in our own cipher, we had that. So we could apply it to the manifestation, right? It's in the one. Okay, take it to the first degree in 1 to 10. Who's the original man? Original man is Asiatic black man. And I say, let's cross-reference that with Father Divine. He's not just any black man. He's the Asiatic black man. That's what he said, right? Okay, so now that we got that established, what did he say? Plus degrees, getting a trade, a profession. Add that to it. All right, so now let's clarify all that. We need to keep things in its perspective so we don't lose track. We are the nation, and we have to adjust to what the colonizer is doing. Like, don't get stuck. We have to adjust. We have to make the same moves that we did back then. We made the adjustment, and so when the Muslims had problems with keeping the lessons in the people's ear, we didn't have that same problem. We kept those lessons going anyway, right? All the way to now. I mean, we have our little differences and this, that, and the third, but they can't say we split up and became some different nation and this is another nation. We didn't do that. I'm not saying they meant to do that. War of Dean caused that to happen, but nevertheless, it still happened. So I'm saying, now we can make this adjustment. Like you heard the earth, she said. The earth, the God and the earth, right? And the earth is Asia, and Asia is Asiatic. And the Asiatic body, the physical composition that we're riding on, right? She is mother. She is alive. They act like your mother is not alive. That Mother Earth is not alive. She is very much alive. They're trying to kill her because they don't see her as they see her as an inanimate object, so they don't care if they do things to her. They don't think nothing of it. Remember, the European colonizer. See, all the Europeans didn't do that, but the colonizers, all of them, are colonizers, and they did the colonization thing, right? And so they don't want you to say anything about them. They still colonizing. They got the last of their colonization ideology that manifests destiny and all that. They got the last of that. You saw the cowboy movies, right? What was the whole thing behind The Last Samurai. His whole story was behind, he was trying to get away from America and how they did the Native Americans, even if they tried to change the shade of their skin and everything. Because before the European colonizer got here and changed all the languages, and it was just the original people. See, we had all these black, brown, red, yellow, white shades. We already had that. That was already there before the colonizer came and colonized our mind. We already had that. People have been amalgamating and miscegenating for thousands of years. That's nothing new, right? There have been like 5 different kind of species of Homo sapien on Earth. They were Homo, but not sapien. We sapien now, they say. But I'm saying, just look it up. You'll see it was like 5 other original people. That's not us, but it was 5 other kind. None of them was pink. See what I'm saying? None of the ancient people was pink. They was all people of shaded skin. So all of us, that's black, brown, red, yellow, white, that we got right now, we're this species of original people from Earth. We from that species. And we can intermingle with each other because we're the same species. That's why our babies can have babies. Right? But those other species, we can have baby with them, but it was hard for the babies to reproduce babies, right? And we being original people and being the oldest, we didn't really mix and amalgamate with that side. That's why if anything, they didn't come to us, we might have sent some people to them, and that's questionable whether we would do that. Because there's a difference if some of their people come to us and get inside of our DNA versus we go to them and get inside of their DNA. Either way, we're still the dominant on the planet. But that's what I'm saying. So if European colonizers' children that mix with our children, then they'll be absorbed into us. And if we go into their children and go into their country and stay with them, they'll absorb us in them. But when the genetic code is made manifest, you'll see the original code when it goes somewhere else. It'll always show itself. Generations away. It's the dominant manifestation, right? But the other code can be absorbed and dissipated. Like it could go away. That's what the scientists see when they're saying what they're saying. That's why when you look at drugs and abortion clinics and all those kind of things and war that destroy people, right, make people go away. In reality, it's not making an effect on the dent. It's not making a dent or an effect on the population as a whole. No matter what Shaitan does, he can't make the people go away unless nature makes the people go away. Nature will make you go away now. It just doesn't happen in small scales. It happens in eon. And so since it happens that way, that's why we've seen so many different people on Earth. I don't say race because there's no such thing as race. That's not true. There's species, different Homo erectus species. Right? And we've seen plenty of them on this planet leave. But like the lesson said when we first founded this planet, right? You gotta see it for what it is. You gotta know and understand that. The original man is older than the sun, moon, and stars. So if you're older than the sun, moon, and stars, the planet ain't part of. See what I'm saying? So follow me now. So, because that's what I have to let you see that part so you can understand that. You can go way out there if you want, but we got to adjust to what's going down here because the prime directive is real. And so We got to get out of this on our own. So the original man, you got to stand up and adjust to this manifestation that is being made manifest. You got to adjust to it because he wiped out. Contel Pro pretty much killed all your alphas for a minute. It wiped out all the major alphas. He went systematically and did it, right? We saw the effects because our father got caught up into that manifestation because that's who did it. Let's just keep it real, at least keep that part real. Like, Contel Pro did all of that. All the original men that was the leaders that was taking us to the next level since 1865. Right? Actually, since 1555, he been coming for our throat. Real hard. From Alaska to Chile. Whether you came across, didn't come across, family came across before they got across, this we do know. All of the tribes were already in America before the European got here. That's for damn sure. Right? All of them was here. Even if you just go, oh, what about 16,000 years ago? What about 35,000 years ago? Just look at those dates and see it for yourself. Right? And so we know and understand, they got Europeans that'll back that. Like they'll say, well, I know some Europeans, right? And they into, for lack of a better word, they're into the anthropology world, right? And in that world, you have what is called pseudo-anthropology, the racist ones. They make that one. And then you have the ones who find what they really find and show you what they really find and give you their understanding of what they really found, as close as they could give you to the truth of what happened without leaving out the blank parts that nobody knows that part of what happened, right? And so, all right, say that cat, Diop, he's a good one. You can check him out. Graham Hancock, he's a good one. Well, if you wanted one for the European side and you wanted one for the Asiatic side, Diop, or you could use J.A. Rogers and you could use Graham if you didn't have Diop, or Henry Clark, right? And so you know which way to go, and they'll bring you to the light, right? So that's like I got it on the academia side, you're saying. Of course, we know in the 120 lessons, so we got that too. But I'm saying from the academia side, like if 120, if we're using 120 lessons, so if you're not using 120, you go that way. If you are using it, those are the books right there they're saying, yes, that's right and exact. There become a point that the colonizer is not on Earth. Like that's a hybrid of what made knowledge born. Anthropology shows it, that eventually he's not there anymore. Why do you think he made up Cro-Magnon? Because he been trying Tarzan and all that shit. Nobody else is making up shit, only he making up shit and hiding shit. You ain't got to do that because most people don't really give a fuck about that in real life. They don't, because they not into that. Only the nerds and the people who want to do that, scientific people and all them, who nowadays they call nerds, but they really all of them be scientifically and mathematically inclined. They work with that side of the brain. The other ones is like music, art, this, Even when they doing carpentry, it's a form of art when they're doing that, right? Those people on that side, they're hand people, and the brain people are on this side, and we work together, but we're not adjusting to that factor, right? We're not adjusting to that. It's not back in the days anymore. It's not like when we was on the street talking to children. We not children no more, so we not talking to children. You have to talk to parents, and parents have to talk to children, and children talk to children. That's how you do it. So at your level, unless you a school teacher, and everybody ain't a school teacher. You know what I'm saying? Some people just pass the information on so that the next people could study it and they could say, "Oh, I know what to do with it." Right? When the law was given out 120, most of us weren't even born yet. Who got it in the 80s? They weren't born yet. And if they were born, they were so young that they was saying goo goo gaga. What are you talking about? All right, so that's the end of that. We can put that one to rest too. So now, how do we adjust? Well, first, like she said, we need to take the devil off our planet. And if you don't believe, you have the total control. And if you don't believe that he's on our planet, if he's in our food source, right? Back in the days, we was taking him off our food source. We read everything, right? Now we know the new formula. Ask the God. I told the God went and did research. He said, "Yo, Lord, you writing exact on that." I'm telling you, I'm trying to get us to the next level, which striving to, but sometimes I say try because I swear it look like we ain't doing it. Like I don't think the original people as a whole are doing it. I'm not saying us in the gods, we be doing it, but the people. See, everybody, I'm going in and back and forth because I really don't see the difference between us and that don't. Because we all got legs, we all in the same quicksand together. Right? If one go down, we all going down. We all like on the same rope. You know what I'm saying? So we can all go down. That's why I'm looking at us saying, man, I'm telling you, man, it don't look good when we lose our physical composition over the same thing that the unconscious is losing their physical composition. What is the difference then? If what y'all teaching is right, exactly. We're supposed to be here at least to be 120. The lesson say we're supposed to be here 122. Okay, so knock off that first wisdom because that is what goes down with most people. And the nation should be here. Everybody should be going to the knowledge double cipher, at least to the 1 to 40 to 40th degree, the 1 to 40 to 100. We're supposed to make it to that. But you can't if you eat the colonizers' food. You're not going to do that. There's no way if you eat the colonizers' food that is under you, the regular food, number 4 versus number 5. Right? If you eat number 4, nah, you ain't gonna make it to a C note even with his medicine. Keep you going for a minute though. You get your Social Security and shit. I'm laughing at you because you're crazy. But yeah, you get that. And all that. Right? But I'm saying, you telling me that the original man is not having hypertension, diabetes, stroke, Alzheimer's, he don't got that? All right, that's something to do with your organs are having problems. Well, your organs shouldn't have problems if you eat according to 120. How could that happen? Unless that ain't right, nigga. And I find that 120 seems to always be right and exact, and everybody who thinks it ain't, they're not right and exact. That's what I see. Whenever they question 120 and say this, that, and the third, and then I see their world is nah, that ain't working for me. I'm good. I'm gonna stay over here with this. Y'all going over there if you want. So, any lie grafted germ from original is devil. Remember that one? This is real talk. I don't have to tell you when I say that and you know it, and you say, you know when you in your house, you know everything with you know all the things is any lie grafted germ, you know what it is. Now holler at me if you don't know. But you know what it is, right? CI germs, all that is grafted. We know how to get around all that, right? Equality gets around that. Knowledge God, right? If you go, Lord, I, Queen, right? And you say, the Lord, I, Queen, right? And so, you shouldn't be having nothing but tequila on that. Right? Because that's about, if it's cactus. Unless you know where the honey one's at. Because you ain't supposed to be having no fermented. That's straight out the degrees, right? no fermented fruit, no fermented plants. That's grain. No fermented grain is what it really says. So if there's no fermented grain, you wouldn't be having all that sugar because those are grains that you. And then it said no sugar. So you couldn't use the Bacardis and all those rums that those Europeans needed when they was trying to be over the 7 Cs, right? That's what rum was for. Purify their water and shit like that. Right? Well, man, they came from a country that couldn't drink their water really because they used their country for a cesspool. The same way they throw everything in the ocean and everything. I mean, that's what they do, dog. We just gotta adjust and take. Oh, I keep telling y'all gotta stop doing what the colonizer does. I don't care if he's doing it. Don't you do it. Right? Don't be running around here acting savage. Don't be getting so mad at your people for nothing and then killing them. Don't be over there starting and antagonizing them so that they do kill you. Right? You antagonizers pushing the button and all that shit, because then y'all be getting killed, and I don't justify none of it. I don't think none of it's right exactly. But most of the time, when motherfuckers be getting killed, why don't you look and see what the fuck was they doing? What was you doing? Yes, you didn't deserve to die, but why would you put yourself on the line like that with when you know these motherfuckers be crazy? It's making me think of that girl, right? You already knew if you was with him all that much time, you knew he was volatile, but you like that crazy volatile shit because you think that the European colonizer cuffed us. That's what you think. You think niggas that had the castle and so they ain't the king no more, they a fucking rook. But even a rook will crush your ass. See, that's what you ain't catching. So, you gotta stop antagonizing. Alright, first of all, if you listen to Kevin Samuel, you won't be doing that movie because you wouldn't have been getting with nobody crazy. Because you would have been waiting till you weren't promiscuous and you wouldn't have had children until you got married. If you Christian, that's the rule, right? If you in Islam, you can go into polygamy, but still you gotta get married. If you in Hebrew world, you gotta get married. I mean, what the fuck are y'all doing? All right, Contel Pro did what they did. Yeah, okay. That for moving forward, we supposed to be not doing that. Like, there shouldn't be people running around promoting nakedness. Okay, say you was promoting nakedness, but you wasn't doing nothing, but you was using that to get somebody to look at you and get with you. Okay, so now after they got with you and that's what you wanted, why are you still walking around naked? If you should be off the market, right? If you want to be naked to get somebody, now you got him, why you still naked? Because you still want somebody else? I mean, I don't understand what is going on. It's like, it's crazy. That doesn't work because y'all letting Hollywood tell y'all what to do. And Hollywood telling you to be promiscuous and all the other craziness that goes along with that. Because what it is, if you look at the line of the zero, see, y'all don't know the number line. Let me show you the number line in the real world. All right, put a zero. Get a pen, paper. Make a zero in the middle, right? And then go into your right, like if you was gonna write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Going that way. And then go the other way, same thing. 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 9, right? You're gonna go that way. But those are gonna be the negative numbers. Negative. And the other one's gonna be in the positive. So, like if you had money, if you start off with $0, but you owe somebody $3, you in the -3, right? That's how you count it. That's money. And if you come out and somebody gave you a trust fund and you got $9, so you came in born with the good. You had 9 already. You didn't use a penny of yours yet. You got the 9. Remember the story? The 3 boys and this, that, and the third, and one came back broke, and this one and that. You know the story. Same shit. But we got the negative and the positive, right? And so the colonizer tried to push you to go to the negative. See, and as you keep going, 4, then you go 5. It just gets deeper. 6, 7. Then you at 8, 9. Now, when you hit 9, you only at the single number. There's a chance to get back if you're with myself divine type of master. If you're a dude and you get past certain numbers and you're going so far into the negative that you on the other side, you can't come back. Because you're a dude. Dudes can't come back. Girls, it's easy for them to go to the other side and come back because they're a girl. They're already in the submissive position anyway. You aren't in the submissive position. So if you ever go into it, you can't come back. It's just how the other alphas will never see you the same. It's not like I'm judging you. I'm just saying this is how it's going to be. And this you can believe. This you can take to the bank. Right? And I don't mean take it to no centralized bank. Take it to a decentralized bank. And they be telling you the truth. See what I'm saying? Follow me now. So we got to make those adjustments and not understand what's going negative and what's going positive. So now, I don't want to sound like I'm preaching and telling you what to do. This is for those who want to know. And those who don't want to know probably know. They don't really want to do it. That's what it is. They know, but they don't want to do it. So we know we got to go to the next level. So we definitely, CI Germ's been off the list, right? They never was on the list. When did they get on the list? That we supposed to do that, or that's good, or let's do that, or that's part of the cipher. No, they never was a part of the cipher. I don't remember them being a part of the cipher, right? So, no. When was alcoholic beverages part of the cipher? Never was part of the cipher. And if it did do it when you was grown for social and this, that, it had to be alcoholic beverages that didn't have sugar in it. We knew that already. That's old science. No sugar. Because it damages your pancreas and your cells at the mitochondria level. And so you can't heal mitochondria and you cannot repair his pancreas if you a sugar bandit. See, that's what I'm talking about. Make the adjustment. Are you making the adjustment? Oh, if you making the adjustment, you good. If you're not making the adjustment, then you not good. There's nothing I can do about you not making the adjustment. There's only something I can do about you making the adjustment. So you know how I do it. We set the record straight. I'm just saying, make these adjustments, Lord. Make these adjustments. Don't get caught up in the cipher of the people who don't want to know. They want to keep you where they don't want to know. It makes me think of that tape. The God know what I'm talking about. So they had the tape, right? And everybody had tape 1. Nobody had tape 2. That's what I'm talking about. See, that make the God laugh. It'll make me laugh too now. I can laugh. But I'm just saying, I wasn't feeling that at all. That's why, like my nephew always say, man, I don't care what they say about a law real. He made sure we had the tape. See what I'm saying? And Black Sea made sure we had that other tape. So it is what it is. Peace to the God. I'm out.